guys, in this video, sorry, filming on my tablet, we're gonna make corned beef and cabbage. This video will be filmed over a few days. I'm gonna show you how to prep it, and the reason for that is that corned beef has a lot of nitrates and salt in it. A lot of people just throw it in a pot and cook it, which is fine, but it can often come out too salty. So I'm going to show you how I prep it and how many other people do. Doing this pulls out the extra salt and preservatives that in turn leads it to be much more like a pastrami flavor, less overpowering and less of the bubble guts. And to do it, it's really easy. We're going to just go get our corned beef, and we're going to put it in a bag of cold water and let it sit overnight. Let's get started. Okay guys, so I've got a flat and a point cut. I've just pulled these out of the freezer. They come this isn't blood, this is the salt solution, preservatives, nitrates and all that. But I had to freeze it because I got a hole in the bag, so I'm going to just cut into this, open it, and what helps, you want to do this in the fridge overnight, is to have 2-gallon Ziplocs. Now all I'm going to do is open these, take out the spice packets, rinse the spice packets and put them aside for tomorrow when I make this. You can just do this overnight. I wouldn't do this more than 2 days because you can pull out too much of the flavor. So we're just going to open this up. You can rinse it, but really you don't have to, because you're already going to be putting this in a bag and just filling it with water anyways and pulling us out. Sorry, I'm making a mess. I'm kind of in a hurry today. Both of these will fit in a Ziploc. Otherwise, you can use 2. I'm going to open this up, and then I am going to clean this counter. Guess I should have had a cutting board out. This is real life. This is what happens sometimes. Spice packets embedded in there. Let's throw this away. This trash is going out later. Rinse out these spice packets well. All I'm going to do is just put some water in this bag. Okay guys, I've only put enough water in here to cover this. Make sure you seal the bag tight. This is going to go in overnight. When this comes out, it's going to be pretty red. That cold water is going to work at pulling out all of the salt. And then when we make this, I'm going to make enough so that I can freeze use some for soup. So I need to charge my tablet and get back to my other video. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, let's start the corned beef and cabbage. I started this earlier and my tablet didn't record. I'm having issues with my phone still. I will have to fix it. So I took it out of the bag. You missed that. And put it in here. There's a couple ways you can do this, and I'm going to be quiet so I don't disturb the person next door. But corned beef has to be cooked low and slow, or you can do it in a pressure cooker because it can be tough. When you soak it, you don't want to soak it more than 8 hours because you do want to leave some of the flavor in. I'm going to be doing a combination method on this. If you do this in a crock pot, you want to cook it on low for 6 to 10 hours or high for 4 to 6. I'm going to be putting the corned beef in the crock pot for 90 minutes. And if you're doing this in a pressure cooker, if you're doing this in a pressure cooker, you can just put everything in at once. I'm going to cook this, and then I'm going to do the carrots and potatoes on the stove. So I've got the corned beef in here using a small crock pot pressure cooker. And we're just going to do it on the meat setting. And I'm going to fill this halfway with some water and add about 4 tablespoons of this. There's two corned beefs in here. Each one of these came with a seasoning packet, so I'm going to you can add more to this, but I'm not going to add much. I'm just going to get some garlic. Beer in this. I went to use it, and it's something I've had for a while, and it wasn't any good, so but you can put a can of beer in with this. The key to cooking this is that you cook it with enough liquid in it. You can do this in the oven or on the stovetop in a pot for a few hours on medium heat. Medium low on the stove, medium in the oven. Just make sure it's covered and you have enough liquid inside, probably about halfway in the pot. Okay guys, I'll be back when it's time to cook the potatoes, the carrots, and the cabbage. So guys, I've got a pot of carrots and these little baby potatoes about this big. These won't fit in my Instant Pot, so I'm going to boil these until they're tender, about 8 to 10 minutes. When these are close to being done, probably about 6 minutes in, I'm going to take this cabbage, quarter it up, and add it to the pot. I'll show you that when it's ready. And then afterwards, I'm going to take what's in here and just put it all together. I'm going to be saving the broth. In here I've got about 1/4 cup of beef bouillon, some salt, pepper, a little bit of pickling spice. Since these aren't cooking with the corned beef, I want them to have that flavor of having maybe cooked with it. And there's some salt, there's some onion and garlic in there too. So we'll just let these do their thing, and then I'll mix everything when it's done. Alright guys, cabbage is cooked. It took about 4 minutes. Everything else is cooked. It's not mushy, it's just tender. We're gonna let the pressure cooker depressurize. Now we're gonna just put everything together. Hi guys. Alright, it's plated up. Unfortunately, I didn't plate it last night. I was too tired. I just packed it for lunch, so this is reheated. This is what's left, and I'm going to do a taste test and describe it. So, the corned beef is very similar to pastrami. The way it looks, it's got a reddish hue from the preservatives and the salt that they put in it, as well as the smoke. And to me, it tastes similar to hot pastrami. The difference is there's more pickling spice, which has some bay leaf, peppercorns, and a little bit of sweetness to it, and it's a little more smoky. Pastrami can be a little bit salty. That's why I soak it. That's why I soak the corned beef, I mean. Pastrami probably has more of a salt and pepper flavor though. Because this soaked a little more than overnight, it's a little more mild. One thing that makes this really good is to add a can of beer into the cooking liquid, but I didn't have any. So what we're going to do is we're going to taste test this. Yeah. It's beefy. It's got a slight smoked ham flavor. It's got that pastrami flavor to it. Less salty though, less peppery, and more smoky. It's not overly salty at all because I soaked a lot of that out. And it is tender. This can be a tough cut of meat that's also quite, it has a fat cap on it, so you know, you can cut that off after you've cooked it. You want to cook this until it shreds easily. Yeah. These are just yellow baby potatoes. They didn't take long to cook at all. I don't cook russets. My stomach doesn't like them. You know, these are a creamy potato, kind of a buttery flavor. You can cook them with the skin on like a red potato. I usually just eat red or yellow potatoes, never russets. Too much starch. So yeah, that's good. Carrot, these are rainbow carrots. I don't have any more left. And it's a carrot, it's sweet. No difference there. Then the cabbage It's a little less firm than it was yesterday. But when you cook this, it's just tender like broccoli or cauliflower would be. Let's try it. I mean, it's pretty similar to broccoli. It's kind of between broccoli and cauliflower. There's butter, salt, and pepper on this. That's it. So yeah, that's corned beef and cabbage. And I've saved a little bit to throw into some Irish beef stew with either a pot roast or a brisket. That'll come up in a couple of weeks. Just depends on when I get some time. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys. It took 3 days, but it was worth it. Take care.